everybody, Lawman Mike with www.lawmanguitars.com. Boy, have I got an awesomely cool guitar for you. This is a 1966 Fender Jaguar. It's got a 3-color sunburst. These guitars were actually one of the more expensive, if not the most expensive guitars that Fender made back in the day. Stratocasters cost less than Jaguars, and Jazzmasters, they didn't make as many, and I don't think they sold for as much as the Jaguars did. This was the cream of the crop back then, and I'll tell you what, they are just really, really cool guitars. We just demoed last month a 72 that we had, so now we've got a 72, a 66, and I think I've even still got a 60s Jazzmaster. If you're into old Fenders, check out Lawman Guitars, www.lawmanguitars.com, because we've got them. Now, this guitar we determined is a 1966. If you look at the backplate serial number, it will tell you it's 66 to 67. However, we took the neck off, and it has a 66 neck, and the pots are 66. So we also know that at least the neck and pots were made in 1966. So maybe it was put together in 67, but I'm going to call it a 1966. Now, Jaguars, you know, they're 24-inch scale neck. It's 1.5-inch nut. This one weighs 8 pounds, 3 ounces, so they're not real heavy. But, you know, they're just really cool guitars, and because they were more expensive than the Strats, I just don't think they sold as many of them. And they have lots of cool appointments, and this one is all original except for the mute material. That had been gone, and the pickguard. We'll get to that in just a minute. But other than that, the pickups are all original. The whammy bar is original. I got an original case for you. Tuners are original. The frets have been used. This was a single owner guitar. I bought it from the granddaughter who the owner was an elderly gentleman and passed it down to his granddaughter, and she kept it for a couple years and then brought it to me. So it only had one owner, and he played it, and he played it in band, so you can tell it's been around. The neck finish is nicely worn off the back of the neck, which just always feels so good. It's like, oh, that feels like home. And it's got a little bit of backrash, not too bad. He obviously didn't wear a big cowboy belt buckle, I'm happy to say, but the guitar was in really nice shape except for the pickguard. Now, what you see on here is a reproduction pickguard. The original is still in the case. You can have it. It was cracked in so many places, it detracted from the guitar. I mean, it was worn out. It was time to change, and so I changed it. However, I kept it. It's still in the case. You can have the original pickguard and do something with it if you'd like. However, this pickguard looks great on here, and it just made the whole guitar look so much better. Now, the only other thing that we did, I think I mentioned earlier, is they had, oh, by the way, it's got the bridge cover. I mean, how many times do you see bridge covers on these? Those are always gone. I've got the original bridge cover with it even. And what we had Jeff the tech do, he's got some really cool material that he puts on here so that the mutes work. The material has all disintegrated over all the years, and it's just gone. So we scrape it off real good and put this new material on, and then it works great. Whammy works good, everything works good, pickups work. Let's talk about how all these controls work. I had to refresh my memory on that myself to remember how all this works. There's 2 circuits in this guitar. So it's like having a 2-channel amplifier. You've got a rhythm section and you got a lead section. We're on the lead section right now, which these controls control the lead section. If we flip this switch here, now we have a separate channel, and you control it here. You've got a separate volume and a tone. And it's choked off a little bit because it's much bassier. I think it was considered to be the rhythm channel, if you will. I mean, then you can switch down to... Then you could play your leads up in here. So anyway, it was set up so that you would have 2 different places that you could pick up your rhythm. If you had to play a lead, switch it, and you've got all these other controls down here. Now, from there, you've got these 3 controls. Now, we're on the neck pickup right now. And then it's got a switch that's kind of like a tone switch. It must have a cut in there of some sort. Sounds pretty fuller that way and cuts it out. Then we have the back pickup. That one sounds fuller that way. we can combine them together. And then, just because these guitars are so cool, we also have a mute. Mrs. Brown, you've got a lovely daughter. I mean, what other song do you play with a mute except Mrs. Brown? So anyway, sorry for my singing, but there you go. The mute works as well. So we got... Wow, what a cool guitar. Everything works. All original parts except the pickguard, which is in the case, which I'm going to show you here right now. So it's just marvelous, marvelous Jaguar. I mean, if you've been looking for a three-color Jag, hard to pass that one up. Now the case is whooped, as you can see. It's been doing its job, and it looks it. Part of the Fender logo is missing, but it's here, okay? The end leather pieces, I spent some time gluing them back on here. They were kind of flopping around, so I at least secured them for you. Happy to tell you that the hinges are all here and they're operating. I cleaned those up as well. And even the latches, though, I mean, those still have latch, so at least we're happy about that. Original handle, and the handle's actually in pretty nice shape. Usually those leather handles are all beat up by now. Then we get inside, and it's got the gold plush that you want to see, and it's all beat up right in here because that's where the horn sits of the guitar. But the accessory box is here, and it's in nice shape. It's a nice case. It's doesn't smell bad. It's still got all the orange in it. Here's your original pickguard on here, and as you can see, it was really cracked and beat up, and I couldn't bring myself to market the guitar with that pickguard on there. So forgive me, but it's here if you want it, okay? All the pieces are there. One piece came off, as you can see right in here. I taped it here, so if you're going to put it back together again, you got all your jigsaw puzzle there. So we've got an original case. We've got the original 1966 Fender Jaguar, three-color, with a mute that you can play. Mrs. Brown, you have a lovely daughter on it, and it's just really, really cool. So check out all of our really cool guitars at www.lawmanguitars.com, where we only sell really cool guitars. Thanks for watching my video.